Hello and welcome. You're with us on Sector Watch, and in focus today is the media and entertainment industry. An industry which has gone through a tough phase in the last 2 years but has somehow managed to revive itself last year. In discussion with me are Harindra Singh, Vice Chairman and MD Percept Ltd, and Sandeep Ladda, Executive Director PwC. I have to begin this with you, Harindra, and I have to ask, when we're talking about the film industry, Sandeep tells me that we've had a negative growth in the last year of 11%. Why is this? It's an industry which people think is so glamorous and is making so much money, but why are we not making any money?
Everyone in this industry makes money, except the people who actually take capital risk. So it's the producer who loses his shirt, the talent, the crew, the directors, the equipment rental companies, the venues, the locations. Everybody makes money except the producer. If you analyze, theoretically speaking, there are 58 or 68 revenue streams that every movie has. But if you take a look at the numbers that have been delivered, you'll realize that the cash flows on every movie have been negative. And when I say every movie, by and large, every movie. Even if you take the biggest blockbusters that the country has had in the last few years, you'll be surprised. The guy who held the principal risk didn't make money. And this is because the entire value chain is priced in a particular manner. Everybody gets his pound of flesh, including the government, because the government gets his pound of flesh on VAT, on entertainment tax, on service tax. So everybody's collected his pound of flesh as the movie gets made. The only guy left till the end is the producer who takes the risk, and he gets nothing. And this is the reality. And 2 years ago, so Sandeep is probably right in saying that this has become more visible in the last 2 years. Prior to that, people were visibly making money. How were people making money? Not because they were actually making money, because there was an intermediary trade. There were a lot of new entrants in the business who were paying an entry price to get into the industry. There was new money flowing into the industry, new PE money, new capital market money, and people in search of valuations were acquiring projects at unreal prices. So a producer who took capital risk made a project and sold it to somebody else at a profit.
So we're losing money also because of multiple taxation. Like you said, we're paying a lot of taxes. I want you to take us through what are the kind of taxes that we're paying?
Take a look at the worst impact is the entertainment tax. We are the highest entertainment tax in the entire world, and literally 1/3. So if a movie collects $100 at the box office, the producer like us gets only 1/3. 1/3 government takes away, 1/3 the distributor takes away, and what you're left is just with 1/3. State of Gujarat had made a change. They dropped it to 15%, and the volumes grew. So maybe the solution lies USA, United States. The other big movie industry that operates Hollywood is only 10%. I can't understand why we are as high as we are. What we are, we shouldn't be. And if the government, I guess Sandeep is better qualified to do this, he will put the maths together, make a powerful presentation. But if the government gets the point and actually begins to rationalize the entire levy on the industry, you know what will happen? Piracy will die.
That's right.
The other big problem that we face,
big issue that we face.
it's very simple. Why do people buy pirated, DVDs or download movies? Because it's too expensive
to go out there
to buy the original DVD. Two reasons. One is they can't get the original DVD at that time, so government needs to incentivize, filmmakers to release those DVDs earlier, and B, make the cost of those DVDs cheaper by reducing the tax structure, and also make it more affordable for people to go to the cinema. The cinema experience. Look, you ask anybody on the street, the cinema experience is ultimate. I'd love to go to the cinema. But even if I would think twice if I'm taking 10 people to the cinema. It'll cost me 5,000 rupees. So where is this money going? The guy who's made the movie is not getting it. The guy who's invested in the multiplex is not getting it. The government is taking it. And guess what? By doing that, the overall pie is shrinking. So the industry is dying. Nobody's willing to admit it. Because look at it like this. From the time that I can remember, the brands in Hollywood have remained more or less consistent. You remember Warner Brothers, you remember Paramount, Fox, Columbia. These names have remained, right? Bollywood, name one. The names that I grew up with are not there. They've all died. They're gone. The names that have come up are the new corporates that have come in search for capital market valuations in the recent past. So where are the movie makers? Where are the movie makers? There's nobody here. And these guys will also burn their hands sooner or later, and they'll go. But the new guys will come in search for glamour, in search for, laundering or whatever. So this industry is not surviving on its intrinsic value because of the tax structure that's imposed. It makes the whole thing unviable and actually fuels piracy.
Right.
So that's it.
Do you think that this would be an easier way for the broadcasters to reach out to their consumers also if we go digital, is the way to go?
Worldwide, a broadcast business, 60% of revenues that they get are from distribution. 60%.
Right.
Not so in India. India is still relying on advertising.
Right.
Why? Because it's all getting spilled over. So, when I watch TV and I'm paying the cable operator, how much of it is really reaching the channel owner?
Right.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Absolutely. So this whole digitization is going to bring transparency, credibility. Advertisers, we are playing a blind game today. We run an agency, we do media buying. We're running a blind game. We don't know who's really watching.
Yeah. Right.
So if digitized, then you have the whole system is more accountable, you have better transparency, and as a consumer, I mean this is from an industry perspective, as a consumer you have far superior quality. Right. So it benefits everyone. The only guy who loses is the cable guy.
Right.
Because he is right now being able to just control the whole game.
Yeah, but the cable guy is also the loophole in the system. So at this point, what is stopping us from digitization?
It's happening slowly and gradually, and there is resistance. So you can see that, but the government realized this, and which is why they brought in the whole system. Of course, they need to try and make it a little more viable for the DTH companies, for the cable operators. What the investments that are being made in the hardware need to get subsidized. I think there is still an import duty, 25%, which needs. So I mean, look, you got to make this easier to happen. One thing is clear: that is good for the broadcaster, is good for the advertiser, is good for the consumer. So anything that needs to be done to make sure that this happens quickly should be done.
Right. So Sandeep, and any last comments on that to sum it up?
Well, listen, if this happens, the consumer will really become the king. He'll be able to pick and choose what he wants. Right. Nobody's going to dump shit on him. Nobody's going to demand, an extortion from him. So he can choose what he wants, when he wants, pay-per-view, movie on demand. He can do all that stuff that is digital. So the path is right. And as Sandeep pointed out, we just need to speed it up. That's it.
All right, so lastly from you, Harindra.
You know what? We make movies. It's a part of our business. It's funny. If I want to buy a car, that's a depreciating asset. If I want to buy an aircraft, depreciating asset, the day I buy it, the value drops 50%. Okay, I can get money at 10% per annum. If I want to make a movie, I need to pay 18.5%. The good thing is the government recognized Bollywood as an industry. Yeah. Big step. Because earlier you only had to go to street lenders or sharks to get the money. Right. Now you can get it from institutions. But government institutions are lending money for movie production at 18.5%. Right. I mean, are we real? How can we survive? Right. So the same thing goes. Now, like if somebody understands that we need to now, promote IP creation, be it for broadcast, be it for animation, be it movies, whatever, then they need to just make sure the whole structure works. Right. Fuel needs to be available, infrastructure needs to be available. So that's what we need to do. So it's a bigger point. Government's got a lot of things to do. Media, entertainment industry, animation industry, not the only thing. And I'm sure the country on the whole has many other priorities. But I guess I think we as an industry need to really put out a clear presentation, give the logic, give the reasoning, and go to them, and I'm sure they'll listen.
Right, so lots of expectations and a whole lot more to look forward to from Budget 2011, hoping it'll resolve a lot of these issues here.
Hope so.
Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us, and thank you for watching. Goodbye for now.